Hey, Shine members, welcome to Pillars of Wellness. Okay, today we're going to talk about eating well and how much you should be eating in your portion size. So if you've been watching, I'm doing this Best Me 23 program. It has really changed how I'm eating, how I'm moving, how I'm thinking, how I'm sleeping. All the pillars of wellness are affected, right? When we make one change. And for me, that's nutrition. So, what is a portion? Well, it's the amount of food that you're eating every time you sit down and eat. But it's also a balance of how many proteins you're eating, how much carbohydrate you're eating, both complex and simple carbohydrates, and how many healthy fats are you eating. Okay. Now, there are great websites out there that kind of give you a quick reference guide. For women, for example, basically, if we're going to have a protein, they're saying the palm of our hand. A carbohydrate is typically like whatever you could hold in your palm, that's how many potatoes I could eat, sort of thing. A fat, I think it's the end of your thumb, right? So there's some kind of visual guides. But when we're looking to make changes in our body composition, we want to be as accurate as we can. And it's going to be very different for every individual, depending on your age, how active you are, and how healthy your metabolism currently is. So I want to break this down for you just roughly. I'm going to use me as an example, okay? So with this guide that I'm using, basically it's saying anyone under 130 pounds, obviously that is a small portion, okay? You are a small person. Now I'm 147 pounds. So the first thing I look at is my weight. So I'm between 131 and 175 pounds. So I'm considered a medium portion of food, okay? So we got a medium. Then it says, how many meals do you eat per day? Well, I tend to eat often. I always have 3 to 4 meals for sure, sometimes now 5 to 6. Now, if I'm doing that, no change to my portion, that means I probably have a pretty good healthy metabolism. If I had answered that question as I only eat once to twice a day, I don't eat breakfast, I just eat supper and lunch, then my metabolism is probably going to be lower. We have to decrease our portion and eat more frequently, okay? But again, for me, okay, I'm a medium portion. I eat frequently enough, so that's no change to my portion. Then indicate your activity level. Well, I probably work out 4 to 5 hours a week, so no change to my portion. I'm still a medium portion, okay? What's interesting about this one I want to bring your attention to, I've been guilty of this before too. We tend to think, whew, I'm working out, I work so hard, I can eat extra. Okay, that's fine if you're trying to maybe bulk up with proper proteins and stuff. But for the general population, if we're looking to change body composition, we don't need to all of a sudden increase the amount of food that we're eating. Okay. So again, I'm a medium portion based on my weight, on how many times I eat per day, on what I do. And then here's where my portion changes. Okay. I'm 47. Yes, I am. I'm 47. So because I'm between 46 and 70, just because of aging, my metabolism has slowed down. So I need to decrease one portion. So I'm actually a small portion. Okay. So what's interesting when I was looking at this chart prior to this program, I tended to either undereat. I would undereat. I would not eat frequently enough. And then I would eat too big of portions. So my big change for me to change my body composition and overall health and well-being has been to break my fast. So when I get up in the morning, I have to eat that breakfast. You're breaking that fast within an hour of waking up. And then I'm eating every 3 to 4 hours and really honing in on how much I'm eating. So when we look at what is a serving size? So we're going to talk about me. Of course, this is very individual, right? So because we determined that I'm a small portion size, when I sit down to eat, I want to be getting between 15 to 25 grams of protein, 10 to 15 grams of carbs, and 5 to 7 grams of fat when I have a meal, okay? And there's different ways to divide those macronutrients through the day, but that's basically what I'm looking at, just to keep it super simple, okay? So again, my proteins, 15 to 25 grams, carbs, 10 to 15 grams, fats, 5 to 7. So how do you know what that is? Well, first couple weeks, Amazon was slow with my delivery, so I took a wild guess. Did my best effort to figure it out. I sort of used the measurements, like I said, with the meat being the palm of the hand, that sort of thing. But this is my new friend. Okay, Amazon, was it maybe $30 or was this $18? It was not expensive. Let's say it was $30. So I got this food scale. Super, super easy. You just put a bowl on top of it, actually, set it to 0, and then put your food in there. So when I'm measuring out, say, chicken breast, for example, that 15 to 24 grams, I have that set in ounces. So I'm looking to get between 3 to 4 ounces of chicken. And I'm actually surprised that I wasn't eating quite enough protein. So I increased my protein sizes. And then carbohydrates, things like potatoes, I was probably eating a little bit too much of, because I was like, let's be honest, it was, well, not half of the plate, but if I was eating mac and cheese, it was half the plate. So when we come to carbs, I'm only getting 2 ounces now, but I'm feeling so much better. So that's my kind of simpler carbs, right? When I look at carbohydrates, this is where carbs always get a bad rap. Complex carbohydrates, you need them, okay? So vegetables, you could eat as many vegetables as you want on this program for absolutely free. They don't even count. When we look at starchy carbohydrates, so potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, right? They're complex carbohydrate, meaning they take a little bit longer for your body to, like, the sugar to come out of them based on the glycemic index. But fruit, here's again, somewhere I found I was thinking I was eating healthy, eating all the fruit. But fruit is a simple carbohydrate. So I'm actually only allowed to have 1/3 of a cup of fruit at a serving. So all I can tell you guys, when you learn this, it seems maybe like a little bit much at first. It took me a couple of weeks to get my head around. And the thing is, it's a process. Every day I learn a little bit more. I went to Dairy Queen, had a blizzard with Alexis the other day, because I'm living my life. 80% of the time I'm making these choices at home, and 20% of the time I'm allowing myself to have that treat. But when you eat well, when you understand your portion, you're going to think better. My brain fog is gone. I'm thinking more clear. I'm more focused. You're going to sleep better. I have not been waking up near as much in the night, like waking up feeling rested. You're going to move better because you're going to have proper energy. There were lots of times before where I'd find I was really tired in the afternoon. If I was really accurate with myself, it's because I hadn't eaten for 4.5 hours. I need to keep that fuel source up every 3 to 4 hours. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Give you a little bit more information. If you want to know more or are curious, like exactly what your requirements are, just write the word portions below in the comments and we can connect, and I can give you the exact ratio of protein, carbs, and fats that you should be using for your unique body. Okay.